Hey everybody, welcome to the Dad Challenge podcast. My name's Josh, thanks for joining me. Today we've got a way serious video. Somebody sent me a message about Kendall Rich, who is a total douchebag, covering a case about a girl named Aubreigh Wyatt who unalived herself last year, and the mother's account has been told to get taken off. The story is way bigger than Kendall Rich. I'm just gonna take on Kendall Rich's take today because she deserves to be called out for being a complete and utter asshole. Okay, this case is actually bananas and is blown up right now, and we need to talk about it. Let's go. Buckle up. Okay, because this case, I just a cursory glance, 15-20 minutes of looking into it, and you guys are about to get really pissed off. Okay, so trigger warning, we're talking about deleting, we're talking about self-deleting, we're talking about injustices, and we're going to be talking about Kendall Rich, who's a complete asshole today. Like, we knew that already, but it's like she keeps getting more assholery. Does that make any? She keeps doing more assholery, which I didn't even think we're reaching levels of assholery I didn't even know existed on the internet. But Kendall Rich has surpassed them. If you don't know about Kendall Rich, go watch any of my videos on It's Our Life. Okay? One of the most disgusting child exploiters on the internet. She's a total douchebag. I left her alone because her husband cheated on her. And I was like, I'm not gonna double down when her life was falling apart and all that kind of stuff. But she doesn't know when to quit, man. Anyway, this story is about Aubreigh Wyatt, a girl who self-deleted after being bullied at school. It is an insane story, and I'm going to be covering it in depth because everybody needs to be talking about it. Of course, my take on it is going to be nuanced, but at the same time, we're looking at the black and white, the gist of this whole thing about bullying children. Okay, so here's an article from Outlook. And Aubreigh Wyatt's death, how bullying and social media led to a Mississippi teen's tragic suicide. Everything about the viral outrage. The tragic suicide of Mississippi teenager Aubreigh Wyatt in September 2023, fueled by relentless bullying and social media pressure, has sparked widespread outrage and a critical conversation about teenage mental health. Aubrey's story, shared by her mother Heather, continues to resonate deeply, highlighting the devastating impact of bullying. Now, Heather had a TikTok and was sharing the story. Apparently, it's gone. I think she was court ordered to delete it. I hope that's in this story, but she's been court ordered to stay silent on it. And from, again, cursory glance at it, it seems like the school board superintendent is I think the father or some kind of something like that connected to one of the bullies in this case. And apparently that the girl who was bullying Aubreigh, I think her aunt, could be potentially the district attorney. So there's so much going on and everybody's calling out. Now they're forcing Heather off the internet. Well, not forcing her off the internet. They're forcing her not to talk about it. Here's the craziest thing about free speech. It's so crazy to me, especially in the US, when you guys really love your First Amendment free speech rights. This woman is just sharing her story, and the court is silencing her to saying, you can't talk about this story. Because the minors that are in the story are at risk. Here's the thing. Don't bully kids into suicide then. How about that? Right? Are they going to get their chance in court? Or are you just going to... See, the thing is I think there's a lot of corruption going on right now, and they're being silenced because they have the bullies have powerful parents and powerful family members. That's what it looks like to me. I could be wrong, but that's my cursory glance at it. Here's the article. The tragic death of Mississippi Aubreigh Wyatt by S in September 20th has captured widespread attention on social media. Aubrey's story has been trending across platforms like TikTok, sparking a wave of outrage against online bullying. For those who have come across her name and is seeking more information, here's what we know about her heartbreaking story. What happened to Aubrey? Aubreigh Wyatt tragically died by S after enduring what her mother Heather describes as relentless bullying from her classmates. In response, Heather launched a social media campaign to raise awareness about bullying and teenage mental health. That's a good response to this, okay? if you're looking for a silver lining, anything, if you're going to take the injustice that your daughter suffered to try to help other people, that's a good way to preserve their memory and to, let them live on and to probably deal with your own grief too. Although she did not name any individuals who allegedly bullied Aubrey, a lawsuit from the parents of the 4 accused girls forced Heather to remove all related social media posts. So the girls who bullied this girl into doing what she did, okay, their parents sued Heather to remove the stuff from the internet. That's crazy. And were successful at it. The lawsuit emerged because these girls faced severe harassment and threats as Aubrey's story went viral. Heather herself has not issued any threats and has shifted her focus in recent videos from bullying to mental health and her family's ongoing grief. She's allowed to say this. I'm sorry. This woman is allowed to grieve and do what she needs to do, especially if it's going to bring justice and it's going to call this out. I think bullying is a subject that needs to be addressed, but I don't want to create hate for anyone, so I chose to only focus on the mental health aspect of it. Heather said in conversations with Biloxi Sun Herald. I felt like that would be helpful and would also not cause any animosity or any conflict to any other individuals. Despite this, Heather maintains that cyberbullying played a role in her daughter's death and has filed a lawsuit against social media companies with that claim. Good, and hope she wins. Investigation into Aubreigh Wyatt's death stalls. Although police initially investigated Aubreigh Wyatt's death, the investigation stalled partly because Aubrey was not alive to testify against any of the girls who allegedly bullied her. That's convenient. Aubrey's story has touched millions, leading to harassment campaigns against some of her classmates. While Heather Wyatt's TikTok popularity has grown, other accounts have also championed Aubrey's case. Some focus on promoting teen mental health, while others target girls believed responsible for Aubrey's death. And if you go on TikTok and you type in Aubreigh Wyatt, you'll see. And do these girls who bullied this kid to doing this deserve it? If they're guilty of it, yep. One of the girls was even doxxed, with her personal information repeatedly shared online. However, Aubrey's mother has been clear that she doesn't want anyone attacked over her daughter's death. Her aim was to raise awareness about the harmful effects of bullying. And so that's the gist of it, okay? So this mother gets to go on TikTok and for whatever reason, I fight back against those who use negative things for attention to grow platforms for their own monetary gain. I don't like it. That's why this is nuanced for me. I don't like it when people exploit situations for fame. Now, in this case, I don't think Heather was doing it for fame and money. I just don't think, from what I'm seeing from these types of videos, like this video right here, Aubreigh Wyatt's mom finding her daughter's note. So a lot of people are asking, the title of this video says, before you comment, ask why this someone caught on video. This is her mom going through her stuff on camera as part of the thing, and then she finds this. She found it, then faked it. There's a difference between people who fake outrage and fake heartbreak, turn the camera on and then cry. There's a big, big difference between what's happening and what this woman is doing. I honestly believe that this woman is just fighting for justice and just telling the story, and this is her way of grieving. And I call out child exploiters. I don't think that's what this woman is doing. I don't think she's taking advantage of the situation for her own clout and fame. I think she was looking for justice, and you know me, I'm about justice. That's it, man. I was a kid who was relentlessly bullied myself and almost unalived myself more than once. Okay, I thought about it multiple times. I thought about never going back to school. I thought about different ways I could have done it because I was relentlessly bullied. There's a big difference too between someone using this for content who is looking for justice than those who just exploit children and heartbreak and all those things and kids who are terminal and all that kind of stuff. There's a big difference because this is a fight for justice, and that's a big deal. That's what I believe, and I know that's why it's nuanced, and a lot of people aren't going to take that from me. They're not going to accept that from me. They're not, and that's okay. I whenever someone's fighting for justice, and it's like a legitimate cause like this one here, I'm all aboard. Choo choo, let's go. Whatever it takes. Okay? Especially when it happened to me and it happens to millions of children all over the world. And even, a lot of people are like, well, it's different now. Yeah, it's worse now, man. They can have 24-hour access to your kids if they're on social media or they're on phones and everything else. Those people can be bullying that kid 24 hours a day. They have AI now that can be used to bully children. It's like, it's gotten 10 times worse and 10 times more sophisticated technology-wise too. So it's just a way more dangerous place for your kids. So that's why that was the nuance of it all. The rest of it, I'm on board. She should be able to speak and fight and talk about everything online because so many parents are going through this with their children. And like some parents don't know or know how to see the signs of the kind of stuff. I know we always say, like, we hate the term raising awareness, but this one legitimately is the raising awareness thing that we need, okay? So this is the type of content she would do before her social media was deleted by her because the court ordered to do it. This is the type of content she would do.
And not always answer them. So number one question I get, and I'm not going to answer it, was how did she pass? And obviously we know that she took her life, and how she did that and that method of that, I don't think it's important to anything about what you guys know about her. And so I'm never going to share that. Like, if you know, you know, and if you don't, you don't. And I just don't know that that changes anything. Like,
it doesn't.
How she went away is just, I don't think it's important.
So there. And that's why I kind of like what also attached me to this case is a woman not taking advantage of like the details of everything and just being like, that's not important. What's important is that my daughter was relentlessly bullied, and here are the signs you need to know. Here's what you have to see. You should start listening to your kids. You should be proactive in the schools. If someone is bullying your child, you should, in my opinion, okay, if I knew my child was being bullied to a point, and I have neighbors and a close friend of mine who we agree on this, okay? Like, I'll track down your parents if you are relentlessly bullying my child, and I will confront your parents. Okay? I will go to bat. I will go to war for my child. Okay? If that means I have to confront that bully's parents in order for them to know, at very minimum, if they didn't know, and if they did know and then they continue to let go, I'm sorry. There's no depths I won't go legally to make sure that my child is safe at school. Okay? And that includes pulling them out if I have to. Okay? Like, or putting them in another school or a private school if I have to. There's no depths I won't go. And I don't, again, I just have a cursory glance of this. I don't know the ins and outs because all her videos are gone. All I have is what everybody else is saying. Okay? I have reached out to Heather and I've said, hey, look, I hear the gist of the story and my heart breaks for you. The fact you're being silenced is an injustice that is crazy. Now, the good part about this is that if these people, like the bully's parents, wanted to sue her into silence, well, you effed up and done wrong. Because now the entire internet is going to be on this thing, and they're going to expose it even more without her having to say a word. What's that called? I forget. It's like an actress, and it's like she said, "Don't look at this thing," and then everybody went and looked at it. I forget what it's called. Something effect. Barbra Streisand effect. That's what's happening right now. And good for Heather, and I hope her story gets out there, and I hope everybody starts covering this. I even told Annie. Did she get back to me? So I'm really, really upset about this case. So here's another video on this. And this is from a guy named Midnight Michelson, and this is take 2. This is part 2 on the story, and this is a little bit long, but we need to watch it.
So let me get this straight. Little Aubrey in Mississippi gets bullied and bullied and bullied again, and we tell faculty staff, we tell the principal, the assistant principal, teachers are made aware, the assistant superintendent is made aware, which happens to be the father of the girl that has been accused of actually doing the bully.
That's the... Monty Noblet, the superintendent, there's a petition to get Monty Noblet out. This is how deep this gets. Okay, Monty Noblet is a parent of one of the girls accused of bullying. Holy!
And it goes on deaf ears, and now there's a lawsuit on little Aubrey's mother that Heather has now got a gag order that she cannot talk or defend her fucking daughter at all. But yet this guy gets to keep his job. This family gets to stay intact.
The thing is, too, that really upsets me, and I'm feeling this guy's anger, and I'm like, I'm there. The thing that really, really gets me is that this family is actually just suing her to silence her about the truth. I'm sorry. Justice has to be served. And the fact that you're just like going on the defense or offense for your defense to just actively sue somebody who lost their daughter because of allegedly actions of your children, you need to get your children to... If my child was accused and was guilty of doing that to someone else, they're facing the consequences. They have to. That's good parenting. Your children must face the consequences of their actions. Otherwise, they're doomed to repeat it and doomed to get worse. Hunter Biden, perfect example. You know what I'm saying? They're doomed to repeat it. These parents aren't holding their children accountable. They're just using their wealth and privilege and power to just stop their children from being held accountable. It's too late, man. Barbra Streisand.
They get to enjoy their little tiny bully that has completely taken no responsibility for the shit. As a matter of fact, they don't even let this fucking girl rest in peace, because it is also noted that this little girl, Molly, has continued to bully this child even after her passing through social media. We're okay.
What? What?
With that. And Monty Noblet, the superintendent, continues to work, continues to collect the paycheck, while this Wyatt family was completely torn the fuck apart because they just couldn't leave this little girl alone. 4,400 children are taking their lives every year to bullying. 160,000 kids don't even show up to school because they don't even want to be confronted by the bully.
Yep.
And no teachers that go and put on deaf fucking ears takes responsibility for any of this. So
if you have reported multiple times, then I'll get into the politics of this. If you've reported multiple times on the bullying of a child and nothing's happened, and then it gets to this point, every person in that school who has heard this story should be fired, prisoned, and people who are supposed to be protecting these kids should be in prison. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. If it's been reported multiple times and nothing is done, prison. I'm not even joking. Okay? If a mandated reporter doesn't speak up on the things that have happened, like they're mandated to report on, then they could potentially face prison time. So that should be the same case here. That's what I'm saying. And everybody should be outraged about this, because it's not just the bullying kids who did, and not just the parents who aren't holding them accountable, but it's the teachers and everybody else present who knew about it all and did nothing about it.
Well, I say until lawsuits are dropped on the faculty staff, judges like this piece of shit in Mississippi who've got the fucking nerve to slap down a gag order on this mommy as she's defending her child should be absolutely fucking disbarred out of the whole entire fucking court system. And now this mom and their siblings have to go on living the rest of their lives without Aubrey, and everybody just goes off and sails into the fucking sunset. This story just fucking sucks. This story's absolutely horrible. And all of these families that are blaming this mother and these defamation lawsuits and do nothing to come on and say how sorry they are.
Yep.
And we are absolutely suffering and hurting for your loss. And we should have just maybe done better or had a conversation with little Molly to cut the fucking shit out, or you will be grounded for the rest of your fucking life.
There's a comment here from Madison saying, not to mention Heather is now suffering financially from the legal fees. And again, they're just trying to bury her in legal fees and make her broke so she can't speak out. That's the thing about the legal system, man. And I hope there is a GoFundMe for this legal defense, because I will give to it. I hope that she gets it funded tenfold so that she can fight back and keep all of her money in her pocket and fight back with unlimited resources to these assholes. I hope that happens.
Mind your own business, go on your way, leave little Aubrey alone, stop with the bullshit, because if you don't, we will hold you accountable if, God forbid, something happens to that little girl. And now Aubrey's not here. And now Aubrey's gone. And we can't do nothing about this little child anymore because she made the decision to end her own life because she couldn't take continue to bully her.
Okay, he goes on. So I think we're getting the gist of the case, right? We're understanding the gist of the case. And I'm not giving Kendall a view, so I downloaded hers. A couple more I just wanted to show you.
The woman in the middle is Heather Wyatt. She is holding the picture of her 13-year-old daughter who committed self-unaliving last year due to relentless bullying online. Heather decided to spread awareness on her TikTok account.
Can I just say this? And I do it too because I have to. The fact that we can't actually use language and use certain words and things like that because social media doesn't like it is actually bananas. It's unbelievable. and again, I have to. Creators have to use stupid, crazy phrases like this, or you get flagged. There's so much of. I hate that about this world, too.
Count showing Aubrey's life and how beautiful and full of life she was, and also talking about the circumstances surrounding what happened to her. This is beautiful, Aubrey. And as I said before, her mother was online trying to bring justice to her and just to make mental health awareness. And the courts have issued a emergency order telling Heather that all the content involving this situation needs to be removed from social media to protect the minors involved.
To protect the minors, to protect the guilty. That's cool.
But where was the protection for Aubrey when the school board and everything knew about what was happening and did nothing? Heather Wyatt has filed a lawsuit against the social media companies that some of this cyberbullying was going on, but of course nothing has come of it yet.
And social media companies can fight with $7,000 an hour lawyers. She's not going to win against them.
How do you feel about Heather being told to get off social media and to stop talking about it, but when this bullying was going on, nothing was done for Aubrey? I hope that one day Aubrey will get the justice that she deserves. Cyberbullying is never okay. Mental health does matter.
So with all that said, now we know the gist of the story, and that's important. Again, there's way more to it, obviously. It looks like there's a lot of corruption, too, and we're going to hopefully cover all that. I mean, this case is hitting me pretty hard, and it should hit everybody pretty hard. Unless you're a parent of a child who's likely the bully. Do you know what I'm saying? Now, Kendall is a mean girl. She gives off mean girl energy. She's a mean girl. You know, she grew up as a mean girl. She's spoiled rotten. She thinks she's hot shit, all that in a bag of chips. She's a douchebag, okay? Kendall's husband literally cheated on her, and there's no excuse for that because he's an asshole for doing it. But like she doesn't keep her own home in check, but she always judges other people. I remember when she used to be friends with Micah and James Stauffer, and as soon as they got outed, she outed them. She's like, oh, I hate them too. Like she's always jumping on weird bandwagons, even though she's guilty most of the time of the same damn thing. Remember she went to the grocery store and thought her kid was going to be kidnapped by a Hispanic man? Remember that? And she did that video, and it was like just crazy, the things that she makes up, the lies that she makes up. It's just insanity what this woman has done. And her whole social media, it's just been lies and exploitation the whole time. Kendall Rich is an asshole. Okay? There's one of the biggest assholes I've ever covered on my channel. And she is, unfortunately, her bad takes are just a lesson in what not to say on the internet. Because she turned off all the comments on this. I'm going to show it to you so I can prove it to you. And she's just doing this because she knows she's going to get like...
Okay, I have kind of a...
See, look, here's the comments. Comments are turned off. And Kendall Rich is just doing this because of the views it gets her now. She's so irrelevant now. And she used everything in her power to keep her social media going. Like, to this day, she still even uses, like, her husband cheating on her in content. Look at the views on this. 1,765,000. She just jumps on it because she's getting views on it. She has 1.3 million followers. Who follows this injected loser? Okay? Anyway, you guys know how I feel about her. And I was, being nice to her when her whole life was falling apart because, at that point you're like, okay, your life's falling apart. You deserve it. I'm not going to pile on. But she can kiss everybody's ass. I haven't even seen her take on this. And yet I've gotten so many messages about her take on this that I'm going to blind react to it. Because I just want to see, without hearing first, what her stupid, shitty take's going to be. Because why is she turning off her comments?
Okay, I have kind of a controversial take on the whole really, really sad situation with that poor little girl.
You need to stop injecting your lips. You look like a baboon's ass.
All that eyelashes. Yes, I have a filter on.
Of course you have a filter on.
About that poor little girl that committed. I am learning more about that story and been watching the mom's, I think her name is Heather, her TikToks. I don't think she has an account anymore. Anyways, just been watching things and learning about that horrible situation, and it is absolutely devastating. Like, I cannot imagine
Okay, no one believes that you give a shit. Just get to the shit. Okay, no one believes that you care because you are a heartless wench. Okay, you are a child exploiting asshole. Nobody believes you, Kendall. You're the mean girl. You've probably bullied kids in school.
Family, it's. I can barely think about it. I really can.
Can you barely think about it? But you could do multiple videos about it. Okay, makes sense.
Think about it. It is so tragic, and that poor, precious, sweet 13.
Right? Are you getting upset with me? That poor sweet. Just shut up. How can you sit here and say all this and then like give a controversial take on it? If it's such a controversial thing and you really think that what you just said there, this poor girl, then shut your fucking mouth about it.
Year-old. I mean, I have a daughter almost 1 year older than her, and I can't imagine.
Well, yeah, because you can't imagine because your daughter is probably the bully, not the one who's being bullied.
What led her to that, and it's just heartbreaking. Okay,
but now here, let me say my shitty take.
Hear me out before you judge me and you come at me and you attack me and all things. But let's just...
I'm judging you right now because you're an asshole.
Just hear me out. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
No, you're wrong. Before I even heard anything, you're wrong.
I'm reading into this, but the mom is giving me weird vibes, and the first time...
Okay, if Kendall says someone's giving you weird vibes, then okay. Kendall, your whole shit is weird vibes. Your entire existence is weird vibes. So I don't trust you're good on anything because you don't protect your kids. You're an asshole. You're just a jerk. You lie about everything. Remember she was like, she saw a woman checking out groceries who was like stealing from the cash register and she ratted them out? That's crazy.
That I ever watched a TikTok with her about, with her. First time I watched a TikTok of hers.
Okay.
I just got a weird sense, okay? A weird feeling. I can get that about people.
Okay, yeah, we totally trust that about you.
A lot of times it's right.
No, it's not.
Sometimes it's not.
It's never right. You're an asshole.
I hope I'm wrong in this situation. And
so if you hope you're wrong, shut your damn mouth.
And I can't imagine I can't imagine going through that, and I think you think you're going to cope a certain way, and you never know how you're going to cope in that kind of situation. All I know is a year out from that, I'd still be in therapy. I'd not even be able to discuss that publicly. I wouldn't even be able to talk about it. I couldn't.
Okay, just because you think you couldn't doesn't mean that's how other people take on their grief. Again, this is a justice thing. I would be the same way. Like my need for the justice of things would just be like that's how I would grieve. I would fight for the justice. There's a way you keep yourself busy from it. That's a way you can fight for something, for the memory, and you can be like, you should always be fighting for your family. So what Kendall is about to say here, what I think she's about to say is that like if this was me, like I'd totally still be in therapy. I wouldn't be making TikToks about. You know what, Kendall? Yeah, you fucking would. Yeah, you would. There's nothing you haven't exploited on your channel about your children in every way. Hospital visits, periods, dating, kissing, boyfriends, everything. Shark attacks, everything. There's nothing you haven't exploited on your child. Dressing inappropriately and taking them shopping and talking about everything. There's nothing you haven't exploited. So don't sit there and tell me that something happened to one of your kids you wouldn't exploit on the internet, because you absolutely would. You're such a liar. Remember when their child fell on his head, their adopted kid that, like, they have no business adopting this child, by the way. He fell on his head, and the first thing Daniel did was run to the kid. The first thing she did was run to grab the camera. That's this woman. So don't listen to anything she has to say.
Speak of that situation without uncontrollable sobs.
Also, this woman had a heartbreaking, life-altering event where her husband cheated on her, and the first thing she did was go to TikTok about it. Okay? Now, I'm not comparing that with obviously the death of one of your children, but it's still a life-altering, life-changing, very hurtful thing that can happen to you. A lot of people, it destroys their lives. Okay? But the first thing she did was go out the woman on TikTok, which is her right, her prerogative, for justice, and I'm cool with that. That's fine. Use it, right? If it's for justice. But Kendall's sitting here saying, I wouldn't do that, yet she proves time and time again, it's exactly what she does when anything like this happens in her life. So she's just being a loser. She's like, oh, it's giving me vibes because this woman went online to get justice for a kid. Okay. You would do the same thing.
This is if I'm not in an institution in the corner, like literally.
You should be in an institution, by the way.
On watch, because I don't even know how I could even process something so horrible. Stop
touching your hair.
I have questions. I've seen some TikToks where she's laughing, and again, everybody copes differently, so I know that.
So then shut up. If you know that, shut your mouth. Shut up.
I can't imagine how you then, and if that's how you have to cope, okay.
Okay, so then shut up then. That you just admitted, okay, if that's how you cope, then okay. Then what are you about to say?
Then all the love and grace to you, but I just have a weird feeling.
Bless your heart, she just said.
The laughing, retelling the story, like that's just an odd way to cope.
I'm sorry. Is reliving your memories of your daughter and laughing about those good times, that's a bad way to cope? Kendall, you can do the whole world a favor. Okay, take your shitty take and flush it down the toilet with your damn eyelashes and your Botox lips. Okay, just chill. Okay, you suck at this. You're really bad at this. And even you're like, well, I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong. Then shut up, man. But she can't help herself. She cannot help herself.
Let's just hear me out.
No.
Also, like, if I thought my daughter, if I heard one of my kids telling me of a situation of such awful bullying, first of all, I'd pull my kid from the school.
Some people can't pull their kids from school. I mean, I could. Not everybody has the ability to do it. Also, you go to your school's leadership and you tell them what's going on because you think the school's going to help. But when the school is a piece of shit and they don't do anything to help, you don't even know that they're not. Often your child's hiding this from you. So you think you did what you had to do. How's everything going? Oh, it's good. It's fine. Right? And it's really not. But not every parent. I got to be real. Most parents can't just be like, well, up and pull them out of school. Some people have to work. Some people don't, you can't. First of all, she's victim blaming hard here. Second of all, she's an asshole. And I get that too. But not everybody has the ability to do that. I could pull my kid from school right now and put him in private school if I wanted to. Right? But my kid is at a great, amazing school. I serve on the leadership of my schools because I want to be in there. I want to be recognized. I want them to know that I'm there. My daughter's there, and that's why I'm there. I'm serving. I want them to know that I'm there. Right? It's important. That's important to me. But like, she's just like, well, first thing I would do is this. So shut up. You don't have the hindsight. You don't get it. Nobody does.
I would be very aggressive and fast with how I handled that kind of situation. Like, it just...
Wow, thanks, Mom of the Year. Are you really sitting here on the internet telling everybody what you would do to protect your child when your entire damn channel is the exploitation of your children? Is that what you're really telling us? Real cool. Real cool, hypocrite.
And I've seen some text messages between her mom and her that I thought, huh.
You're such a douche. You are such a douchebag.
It's not how I would handle it. I don't know. No.
I think Daniel obviously hates you. That's why he cheated on you. And again, no excuse to cheat on someone. But he should have just left your ass. That's what he should have done.
Nothing can prepare you. And don't come at me like, it's not her mom's fault. No, of course it's not her mom's fault.
No, this is exactly what you're saying.
Sorry, Steph came in. Actually, he's 13. He's her age. I can't imagine. Oh my gosh.
Shut your damn shiny lips.
I'm not saying...
Your overfilled baboon face.
That it's anyone's fault other than...
She can't even move any muscle in her face. It's completely frozen. You can hit her with a bat, she won't even feel it.
And, it's just an awful situation. And these girls and that, like, I don't know who was bullying her. And just... Something's weird. Something feels weird to me.
Wow, real good take on this. Something feels weird to you about it. Okay, good take.
Anyone else? Anyone else? I don't know. Let me know.
What? What a stupid video. Okay, then she followed it up with this.
Okay.
So she obviously got major hate for that video because there was no take on it. She's just like, I get weird vibes from this whole thing. That's all you have to say. No proof, nothing. Oh, the woman was smiling while talking about the memories of her daughter. Oh, wow. You're okay. And you wonder why you get hate, Kendall. She wants to hate. The thing is, she wants to smoke. She thrives in the drama. And her kids are the same way, by the way. The girls are. They're all the same. She is a mean girl, and she is raising mean girls. They don't have any friends. You wonder why. Man, this woman is a douche.
Y'all can come at me all you want to, but I'm here to tell you there is more to this story than you are hearing and seeing.
There's always more to all stories. You're not going to be able to tell everything out. But you're getting vibes because of why. Because of why.
And I'm not going to share about it right now, but just know that I've been talking with someone who's very, 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 very close to this situation.
So she's likely saying that she probably knows one of the parents of the kids who are the bullies. And as you know, Kendall's going to be like, well, they probably reached out to her. I don't know. Maybe how she's friends with them. I have no idea. Or maybe they saw this. I don't know how she knows them, but the case is she says she knows them. And so she's going to be like, look, there's more than you know. All we didn't know, was she bullied? If she was, by these 4 kids? Seems like the mom has a good reason to believe that this was 4 kids that were bullying her daughter. Okay? So what's more to the story? That she fought back one day? That she slapped back and she fought one or something like that? What's more to the story? Doesn't matter. In the end, the whole story is right here. These 4 kids allegedly bullied her into doing this. And she's like, well, there's more because I talked to one of the moms, so there's got to be more to it. Sorry. When parents sue the victims, that's a huge red flag for everybody. Okay? They're suing the victims.
And
don't come on here and say this. Just say this story. Just say what you know then.
guys are being fed some lies. So that's all I'm going to say. So,
oh, okay. So what are the lies then? Why not just say, here are the lies you're being fed? Just say them then if you know what they are.
you can come at me all you want to, but I mean, really in the end, the truth does come out. The situation is sad altogether, and it is heartbreaking and devastating, and I cannot even imagine being Heather. I cannot imagine losing a child like that. But
she keeps saying, I can't imagine it, but everybody's wrong but me.
The story isn't adding up because there are a lot of things being left out. So that's all I'm going to say. Good night. You guys can, say all you want in the comments.
No, they can't say all they want in the comments because you turned off the damn comments, you butthole.
Nope.
Don't be quick to believe everything she says here. She says, what, your thoughts? Well, I don't know. You turn the comments off. Are you really looking for people's thoughts or no?
Hate me, unfollow, all the things.
Yeah, unfollow this bitch.
I will always be open-minded, and there's 2 sides to it.
Always be open. Shut your damn pie hole. Okay, then she goes on. Here's part 3. What the hell's wrong with you?
The internet is wild, you guys.
Wild. Wild.
There are some
Can
angry
you get Botox in your hands?
people on this platform. I'm not surprised, because the moment that I ever say anything that kind of goes against the masses, it's World War.
It's not. This isn't against the masses. There's an injustice that has been here, and what you're basically saying, no, there hasn't been. So then what? She just for no reason did it? There's obviously been a mass injustice, and now we're seeing even more when it comes to one of the kids who were the bully, who have powerful people, and they're suing the victims. They're the victims no matter what you think here. So of course you're against the masses on this. They're the victims.
3, and I'm so scandalous. I'm the worst person on the planet because I don't think
It's true,
people
you are.
have been taught how to have like an adult conversation with someone when they don't think like
Don't talk like you're sitting here having an adult conversation like you're better than everybody else. You're such a loser.
everybody else. And then you guys go to bullying. How ironic is that? How hypocritical is that? And bashing and saying, how could I? I'm the worst person ever. Just because I said, hey, let's make sure we're getting all of our facts straight.
What do you need more facts on? What do you need more? Somebody has done this to themselves because they were relentlessly bullied. What else do you need? The mother was trying to put her story out there for the world to see and was court ordered to remove it. That's the victim. What are you saying here?
Let's make
Like, what else do you need to know? Like, you're saying there's some little bit of nuance, like maybe she clapped, again, like, the only thing I can think of is that maybe she clapped back at one of the bullies at one point and said, and wrote something back in retaliation or something like that. And she's, look, see, there's other, like, no, man, that's it. There's an end game to this. There's an end thing. The finite thing happened. It's over at that point. They did it to the point where this kid unalived herself. That's it.
sure everything is as it seems. Because what you guys are forgetting, there are 3 other children involved in this that you guys aren't considering. If you are being advocates for children, then it's...
Don't sit here and talk about being an advocate for children, Kendall. You don't get to say it. You're such a damn hypocrite. You don't get to sit on your platform that has literally been built off the exploitation of children and say that you advocate for children. Are you seriously saying that right now? You absolute mungus?
It's not coming across that way.
Mingus?
Because
Mungus?
there are other children involved in this. So you better make darn sure that all the facts are straight, all the facts are facts and true. That's what I'm coming on here and trying to say.
Nobody is actually putting out any facts except for that this kid was bullied. Are you saying that that's not true? Is that what you're saying, Kendall? That it's not true? Remember, they couldn't continue in the lawsuit because the kid couldn't have her say because she's dead. Okay? So that's why they couldn't continue. That's why it was stalled. The investigation was stalled. So it's literally these 4 alive girls against the word of an unalived girl. You don't see the injustice when you shut your fucking mouth about it. That's when you shut your mouth about it.
Also, if I were coming on here and saying the opinion that
So she's just believing the bullies is what you're hearing here.
you agreed with, you guys would all be like, good job, thank you for using your platform for something like this. But the moment a big creator like myself comes on here and says, something a little different than what the masses are saying, all of a sudden I'm not.
That's because here's the thing, Kendall. There's right and there's wrong. And you're wrong. Okay? So are you saying that you just want to be wrong for the sake of being wrong? Look, I just have a different opinion because I want to be salacious, because I want to start an argument, because I want to debate. You're just wrong. Sometimes you're just wrong. I've been wrong about a lot of things, and I come on and say, hey, I was wrong about that thing. Okay? I've been wrong. And you're just fucking wrong about it.
Allowed to speak on it. All of a sudden I can't use my platform for that. But I can use my platform.
Use it for whatever you want. Just don't get pissed when people think that you're wrong because you're wrong. So you turn your comments off. That's not you're like, you knew that you were going to be hated for this and you wanted it. And then you're like, don't come at. No, you want people to do this. You're wrong.
In a way that aligns with what you believe in. But the moment that I use my platform in a way that doesn't align with what you believe in, how dare you? How dare you use my platform?
No, that's not what people are saying, you asshole. We're saying that you're wrong about this just because you have a connection to one of the bullies doesn't mean that you're right. What do you think they're going to say? They're going to say, yeah, you're right. We bullied her to this. You think they're just going to be like, yeah, totally, everybody's right. No, they're going to do whatever they can to defend themselves. Because clearly they are, because the parents aren't letting them be held accountable. They're not. The parents are suing the victim. So you're just going to believe them? You idiot.
But I'm going to use my platform in any and every way that I feel called to. So if other people
you're called to be wrong, that's cool.
Talk about the situation, I can, and you can't censor me. You're censoring me.
You're censoring yourself. You turn your comments off, butthole.
You want to censor me because I don't agree with you. That's gross. That's immature.
Don't talk about immature. Look at your effing bow on your head. Are you serious?
Shows your level of thinking. All I'm saying is, you guys need to make sure that you.
Why are you putting makeup on? Where are you going? Going out? Going to Starbucks? It's not helping.
Are really comprehending and understanding the full picture, because there are things that you don't really know about. There's a lot that I don't know, but
why are you smiling? Why do you put the freaking Vaseline over your lips?
Should all be able to share how we feel, and it's not that controversial. It's not that catastrophic.
Also, your filler is migrating. Like hardcore. Zoom in on them lips, Tyson. That is migrating. You need to chill. You know how I know that? Because I went to the dentist who also does that guy, open wide, really cool. He showed me about that and how I asked him, do you ever overdo? He's like, no, because migration looks ridiculous. It looks like you're growing a baboon's ass off your face. And the reason I'm making fun of her is because she deserves it.
To actually have a different opinion. You guys are wild in your thought process.
Your opinion is crazy wrong, though. There are wrong opinions. So what is your opinion? What is your stance on this? Is your stance that nobody did anything wrong? Is that what you're saying? That it's the woman accusing these other kids of bullying, she's wrong? Is that your official stance on this case? Because you're wrong. You can be wrong about things. Or my opinion is different, but she's saying her opinion is right, is what she's saying. She's wrong, and she even admits that she doesn't know the whole thing.
Process. And then immediately you go to, oh my gosh, how could you bash up? Why am I bashing Heather? I'm saying things aren't adding up.
You are bashing her. You're literally saying, I wouldn't laugh if I would be in like a rubber room. I would be. Except we know that you wouldn't. We know that you, but based on your entire frickin' social media platform, that you would absolutely, totally exploit every situation in your life, no matter how bad or how gross it is. You absolutely would.
And I can say that, and that's okay. We should all be making sure that we are getting all the facts, because there's 3 other children involved. If we're being child advocates, we want to protect all children. We want to protect all children from bullying. Listen, I don't like mean girls.
You're a mean... I don't like mean girls. You're the mean girl, okay? You're the mean girl of all the mean girls, okay? We know that about you.
I can tell you, trust me, I don't like mean girls. But there's other children involved.
You're an asshole.
You guys are forgetting about. Make sure your facts are straight. Because
so then lay out the facts that you clearly know more than us about. Lay them out there for us there, Kendall. Like she's giving Kira right now. Like if you guys just knew the whole story, I wouldn't be like totally vindicated. So vindicate yourself. Give the facts that we're all so wrong about. Why can't you just give the facts? Hey? Interesting that.
We also need to be being thoughtful of the other girls involved, whether you think they're bullies or not. Let's make sure everything is as it seems. But like, you don't want to do that. You don't want to think about that.
Well, we'd like to. And Heather wasn't the one throwing these other girls on the bus, by the way. She wasn't saying anything about them. That just all came out. But if they did that, and if it's true and it's provable, then that should too bad. Welcome to the consequences of your actions.
You want to just go on TikTok, and here's what TikTok is telling me, so I'm going to believe what TikTok is telling me.
I can't wait till TikTok is banned, because then this douchebag can go away.
That's where we're at now. And here's some things. You guys all on the internet have been saying, Heather's been censored. Heather, she's not allowed. She
has been censored. A judge literally censored her. There's no, you cannot, there's, this is the most censored. That's censored. That's it. There's no other way you can say it's censored. She's been censored.
Taken down though. Do you know why? Do you even know why?
Yeah, because she was sued by the families.
She got a gag order by the court.
Also known as censored.
Number 1, which was concealed. She shared that. That's illegal. That's contempt of court.
Okay, let her be contempt of court. Again, Heather, scorched earth.
She could be in big trouble for that. She wasn't supposed to share that. Do you know why she got the gag order? Because she doxed.
Yeah, who cares?
All of the girls, all of the...
She doxed all the girls that you're saying right now? I hope you have a lawyer, Kendall. Because you saying this, Heather doxed all of these girls?
Families. Addresses, numbers were leaked. You can't do that.
Yeah, but are you saying the mom did that? Because that's a pretty big accusation.
I get it. You're upset. You're trying to figure things out.
Don't ever say something like, I get you're hurt. Your daughter, I get it that you lost your daughter to these bullies, but. But
you can't do that. You can't do that. So that's wise.
Yeah, you know what? I'm doing it. If your children relentlessly bully my child to the point where they are no longer here, I don't care. Okay? Judge, do whatever you want. I'm putting it out there. Put me in jail. I'll take the 6 months in jail, whatever. I'll do it. I don't care. Let the internet take it. Boom, leak it. Yeah, absolutely. Justice for Aubrey here. 100%. I don't, she's like, you can't do that. Shut your damn mouth. Tell me what I can do. Who are you? Look at your forehead.
If you want to know why she can't be on social media and talking, it's because she did those things.
No, she didn't. Are you, again, maybe she did. But in this case, okay. Again, there's times where we're just like, you know what? There's justifiable anger and outrage that you have. There are times you're like, hey, that mom doxed these kids that relentlessly bullied her kid into unaliving herself. And people be like, okay. And? Good for her. That's what I'm saying. Good for her. The audacity of this asshole.
She leaked numbers and addresses.
How do you know?
Can't do that. Okay?
And even if she did it, okay. Yeah.
Again,
good.
Nobody's winning in this situation. A child lost her life and a mother lost her child. There's no one winning here.
So then why do you keep talking about it?
It's an awful, sad situation. The whole doll...
Why does there have to be a winner, too? Weirdo.
Doll situation, the doll thing, the summer before, the girls made that doll as a joke to scare an Uber driver. That was...
I don't know the doll thing, but I already know that she's likely just like pushing it away to be like, oh, you know the doll thing? It's just a thing. I don't know the doll thing, but I bet you as soon as I find out about the doll thing, I'm going to be outraged about it. But she's going to be like, you know what? Just a doll thing? It probably is something bad.
Not a doll at all, used in the way that it's being portrayed. And that video was not shared. There was no video made after her passing.
Apparently there was a video made by one of the bullies. She came on social media and did a video about it. Apparently, that's what I'm hearing from a lot of creators. Could be wrong. She's saying it's not, but do we believe Kendall and her purple bow-headed douchebagginess? I don't know. You be the judge.
So there's a lot of things that are a little different and are being told differently is what I'm trying to tell you.
Okay, a little bit, or like is the gist of the story being told? Like we're all like, if you got the gist of the story that there were 4 kids bullying a child until they unalive themselves, of course there's other little details in there. Of course. Okay? But there's an overarching story here, and that's it. Okay? Are you saying that they're not responsible at all? Because if that's what you're saying, you got some splaining to do.
And so we just really need to put our thinking caps on and
stop being so damn condescending, you asshole.
Pay attention and really be mindful of the young girls that are involved.
No.
So when people are it's funny because, not funny, but when people are making these TikToks and
sort of like you are?
Threats to these girls, I'm like, that's a little hypocritical. I don't really understand if you're anti-bullying, but you're doing that. But we just need to make sure that
it's not anti-bullying. I don't know. Like, I don't think you should be sending these girls death threats. That's pretty stupid if you are doing that. I'll agree with Kendall on that. But there's a justice side to this, and if being called out and doxxed so that your life is ruined because you ruined someone else's life, consequences of your actions. Now, do these kids deserve death? No, of course not. Do they deserve justice fed to them? Yep. If it's true what they did, if it all comes out and they did do these things that the mother has accused them of doing, then yeah, justice deserves to be served here. That's me. Yep. Should be in jail.
Is as it seems. And you guys are losing your minds when somebody is actually coming against the masses and saying, whoop, hold up. And then accusing me of like bashing a Green mom, which is insane to me.
Is that insane to you, Kendall?
I may turn these comments off, but I will
Of course you are. Of course you're turning them off.
Definitely, they get ugly, report them. I've been reporting other things, and I've seen accounts getting taken down. I've seen like just things like comments you can't comment anymore. Like, so
That's why TikTok is shit.
Don't comment. I'm gonna take them off because we're not gonna have a World War III in my comments. That's just dumb. Because
you wanted World War III in your comments. You wanted you came with a shitty take, a wrong take, and this is exactly what you want. You're like, and then you double and triple down on it.
That's not the point.
That's exactly what you want, Kendall.
The point of this is, again, I'm going to use my platform because if you would be so proud of me if I was sharing with
nobody would be proud of you. Okay, trust me. You look like an asshole.
Sharing in the way that you want me to share, but because I'm not now, I can't use my platform for that. That's BS. No. The last thing I want to say.
Why are you still wearing the bull?
Is I get it.
JoJo Siwa's grandmother.
This feeds this whole like, we hate bullies. We should, and there should be.
You're a bully, Kendall. You are one of them. Just so you're aware.
Justice, and this should be not allowed. But I think this feeds something within us because we all have some type of experience with a bully, whether we were bullied, our kids were bullied, a friend was bullied, we all, like this really...
Whether you were a bully?
...touches a nerve with us, as it should, and it gets us, and so we get very emotional.
Man, I would have loved to read the comments on this video.
I'm very worked up, and we immediately, go ape, and we immediately jump to, all the things that we're doing now, and all the things that you guys are saying, so...
She's just in her bathroom and like her family's like, is she still talking about that girl and that wrong opinion she has about it? They're probably all like, Mom, shut your damn mouth, Mom. You're an idiot.
I think it's hard to make a non-emotional response about this because of our deep...
That's okay, though. You're allowed to have emotional responses to things. That's being human. We're allowed that. I don't understand this whole world. It keeps happening all over the place. Like, you're just angry and that's why you're speaking out. Okay. Yep. Is that wrong? You stupid moron. You're allowed to have emotional responses to things. You are allowed. Cool? We got the permission that they need? Awesome!
Connection with the idea of bullies, and so people are losing their minds because of their own emotional issues with it and their experiences. And
so what?
I think we just have to be careful.
Shut up. Be careful. You shut your damn hole. This woman keeps getting worse. How is that possible? Okay, and then here's her triple down. She didn't dox anyone. The crazy fans did, is what Carly said.
This comment to respond to, because everybody's been saying that. So I just wanted to share this. Think of it as you will.
Think of it as you will. I'm just trying to be. I'm not trying to. She started this whole series off being like, that's the worst thing that can ever happen to your mom. I feel so sorry for Heather. Blah, blah. But here, let me give you all the tea and all the. She's such a loser.
Just showing you another side, why I'm trying to help protect the other minors involved, because we need to know the full story.
Okay, now, is she saying that because I think Kendall's stance has been made officially clear, that the other kids had nothing to do with this. That's what she's saying. She's saying this on the internet. The other kids, not to blame at all. So, what is it? Right? The mom, Heather, is just coming out and saying this. Probably has documentation, receipts, everything else. Man, I hope that the gag order is pissing me off, because we should be able to have the whole world should be able to see this, and they don't. And for some reason, this county or whatever doesn't want this out there, and that's absolutely crazy. These bullies, these little kids, they have connected and powerful parents and family members.
This is Taylor's TikTok, which technically
came from your mom's TikTok. She said we can ask who they were. Was it Molly Michael?
She's on a gag order too, and her account, I think, is supposed to be down. I'm not sure if it is, but anyways, let's get to this. Heather said on her TikTok, the mom Heather, that she was unable to share the names because she's an adult, they're minors. But her, if you go to her daughter's TikTok account.
Okay, so is that Heather or is that her daughter? Heather is not her daughter. So you're sitting there admitting in the other video that Heather is the one who's doxing these children, and someone says she didn't dox anyone, and then you're sitting here saying, see, look, her daughter did. Okay, even if that's true, which I don't know if it is, that's not Heather.
Name's Taylor. She will share that information with you. So, came from your mom's TikTok. She said, we can ask who they were. Was it Molly Michael? Taylor, who
not sure
is Aubrey's sister.
Not sure about a Molly Michael, but Monty Noblet was a main bully. She's also the one who slapped Aubrey. Okay. Again, is that Heather doing it, or is that her daughter? And this is a teenager, the sister of a girl who lost her sister due to the bullies. Apparently, allegedly, this Molly Noblet girl was one of the bullies. So I don't care. And again, it doesn't help your argument when you say Heather's the one doing it when it wasn't. When you're proving your own damn lie right here in front of us.
Not so sure about Molly Michael, but Molly Noblet, I'm not really sure how to say her name. I'm sorry if I'm saying that incorrectly, was a main bully. She is also the one who slapped Aubrey, which there's more to that whole slapping story too.
How do you know?
So, anyways.
Don't just sit up here and be like, curse don't come out and call out a dead person. You don't do it. There's just certain things you don't do. Unless it's a very salacious lie. Be like, there's more to it than that. Well, did she slap her or not?
So, yeah, her mom is sending people to her daughter's account.
Okay, but that's not doxing. Heather's not doxing. So you said Heather was doxing, but Heather's not.
To then dox all those girls. So,
okay.
You know.
If there's any truth to these bullies doing what they did, if there's any, even just like, let's say 30% truth to the bullying, to the relentless bullying. Okay. Welcome to the consequences of your actions.
Helping you see another side. This is why I am asking you guys to be careful. There are other minors involved, and we should be mindful of that. So,
should we be mindful of minors who have bullied someone into non-existence? Should we?
Oh. Here you go. Whatever you want to think about it.
So there she is. She's like, see, I'm totally right. See how right I am, and you're not. And then she's like, in her video where she thinks she's right, she's not right. She proves herself wrong. She's like, see, Heather's sending them over here. Heather didn't dox them. But if Heather did, and Heather has proof of these kids actually doing it, oh well. That's my take on it.
All right, guys, I don't want to speak on this anymore.
Yeah, you don't. Sure you do. But here's a whole video about it. I don't want to speak on it anymore, but here's the video.
But I feel like
your light in here is terrible, too.
we need to put our focus back on what's important, and that's Aubrey, and that's her legacy.
How are you going to sit here and say, let's put our focus back on Aubrey and her legacy, while just shitting on her legacy for the last 4 videos? How are you going to sit here and be like, see, I'm right. Here's my proof. No. Okay, let's focus back on Aubrey. Are you out of your damn mind? Are you really this stupid? You must be. You're stupid moron.
And what we want people to remember her for. And firstly, I came on here to speak about it because I was contacted by people and I got to hear another side. And I had already, before they...
How are you? Who is contacting you? Who's like, I need to reach out to Kendall Rich with my story. That's who I need to speak to. What? Like, what?
Reached out, started forming my own opinions and had my own questions. And you guys applaud big creators for commenting on world events.
So are you just looking for plaudits? Is that what you're looking for? Yeah. So you guys applaud other ones. Why don't you applaud me? Shut up, Kendall.
Or, social events and things like that. You applaud creators because I've already seen you guys applaud creators when they are fitting your narrative and your belief system and your views. You want creators, but so if I had come on here and had the same mentality as the mob, you guys would have applauded me.
Well, it's not a mob mentality. It's just we're outraged by bullying that caused this. That's not a mob mentality. So again, her stance right now is that everybody's wrong and I'm right. Really? Okay, I dare you to say that to Heather's face.
But you're now saying, why are you getting involved? Because I have a different opinion. But you're not questioning the other large creators that are involved. You're not questioning them because they're saying what you want to hear.
No. You're not questioning them because we're all kind of on board for no bullying to unaliving somebody. That's what we're all on board for.
So, I'm not buying that whole thing. Like, you need to not be involved. You just want who you want to be involved. But...
yeah, well, no one likes your shitty takes. Maybe that's what it is.
All of that aside, no one wins here. There's no one coming out of this situation winning. A sweet, precious...
Stop talking about her in this way and then, literally shitting on her memory, okay? You're the worst person in the world.
Girl, child of God, was taken from this earth far too soon. And so what I did was I came on the internet for this child has been taken too soon, this child of God, and I literally just shat on her memory and called out her mom on TikTok. So that's what I did. That's my legacy. Is devastating, and that is the loss, and that can't be fixed. No amount of bullying other people, no amount of mean comments, no amount of coming at other people that feel differently. That's not going to fix it, and it's not going to help it.
Do you think that you're helping the situation, Kendall? If none of that's going to help it, what do you think that you're doing here? Are you helping? Are you helping?
Bullying the other girls involved is not going to fix it. Now...
No, it's justice. Don't call it bullying. Justice needs to be delved out somewhere, and it seriously hasn't been. And so that's what people are wanting. And there's nothing wrong with wanting justice for an injustice. Okay, there's nothing human. It's like biblical human nature. You should know that. Eye for an eye, Christian. You should know that.
I didn't know Sweet Aubrey, and I know some of you probably do, and many of you don't. But I look at her and I see the sweetest soul.
My God, you cannot be sitting here saying all this stuff after what you just did. You can't do that, Kendall, you idiot. Is she trying to backtrack now?
You just see kindness radiating from her. You just look at her smile and her eyes and her videos and you just see something so pure and sweet about her. And I can't speak on her behalf, but I feel like she's the kind of person that would want others to, you know, do unto others as you would have done unto you, you know?
You gotta be kidding me right now. You've gotta be kidding me.
And like, I feel like she wouldn't want this. I don't.
Sorry. Excuse me, are you speaking on behalf of this girl who unalived herself due to bullying? Are you speaking on behalf of her? When her mother was doing that and was gagged by the courts to do it. Excuse me? The audacity of this asshole.
I think she wants to be remembered as the girl.
Oh my God. Plunge your lips over here. If I was Heather, man, I would sue the shit out of Kendall. I wouldn't sue the shit out of her.
That, you know, brought out so much anger and so much hate towards other people, and I just don't think she comes across as the kind of girl.
How do you know anything about this girl? You don't know shit.
I would want those other girls to be bullied. Like,
they're not being bullied. There's a thing called justice. If they did the thing, then they deserve to have justice fed to them. That's called karma, whatever you want to call it. They just. Does Aubrey not deserve justice? She's sitting here saying, oh, she's just a sweet girl and I don't think she wants this. Does she not deserve justice like everybody else, though? Is that what you're saying? She doesn't deserve her justice? F off, Kendall.
I feel like she would be really sad and disappointed with how you guys are behaving and how
You are speaking on behalf of a child that's not yours, a child who's no longer here. That's what you're sitting here, Ken. That's what you're doing on TikTok right now. You're speaking on behalf of someone you've never met, never even heard of until the story came popular on TikTok. That's who you're speaking on behalf of. You need to shut your damn giant lips, okay?
The masses are handling this. I really do. I just think she's better. She's better than all of us. And I just feel like
I can't believe the audacity of Kendall. It never. Holy cow!
Like, it's really sad that's how we're leaving this with so much anger and so much hate, and you guys think that by leaving the hate comments, like, that you're doing her justice. You're not. Like,
are you doing her justice?
And I don't think she would want that. I don't think she would want, you know, those other girls. I can't believe what I'm hearing. I can't believe it. In the same fate as her. I think she's better than that, and it makes me sad that's what.
If these girls did this, they should be in prison. The school principals and teachers who had reported to it and didn't do anything about it should also be in prison. This person, this dad or whatever, who's part of this board, should be eliminated from the board and put in prison. Okay? The DA, if this DA, the alleged DA of this daughter, has anything to do with this, should lose her license, should be disbarred. The judge in this case, too, also should be disbarred. If there's any truth to what these girls did to this girl, all of these people are colluding together to silence a story about and not allowing this woman to get justice for her daughter.
It's happening because I see such a kindness in her, and I just don't think that's how she would have.
How do you know anything about this girl? Like, what do you mean you see? Shut up.
Reacted and wanted people to react. So that's, to me, just really sad, and it's heartbreaking, and I don't know. So I just think we need to do better. And
don't ever sit on this platform and tell people to do better. Don't you ever. The audacity of you saying that. You didn't do your kids any better. You absolutely just are the worst hypocrite. I am like clutching the pearl, like, oh my God, the things that you're saying.
And I'm going to turn the comments off because this is about Aubrey. And if
this is about Aubrey, then shut your mouth and take this video off the internet. She's like, this is about Aubrey. I'm turning the comments off, but I'm going to leave this shitty video on the internet.
This is about her legacy, and we should be doing.
I'm sorry I'm stopping it so much, but I just can't believe what she's saying. This is about her legacy. So what have you done for her legacy? If this is all about her and she's like, oh, this sweet, innocent girl, blah, 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 what are you doing here? What are you saying? Are you doing her legacy any good? Are you adding to it? Are you a good force in this story? Or are you an asshole like you've always been?
Doing better, and you leaving nasty comments. What? How does that help? It doesn't.
How does what you're doing help? How does what you're sitting up here doing help anybody? Including the bully girls that you say are bullied. You have zero credibility in any way.
This actually doesn't make you look like you really are for the cause that you're saying that you're for, and
we're for the cause of justice. But she's mistaking justice for bullying. No, if these girls did any of that, then what's coming for them is justice. That's not bullying. I'm sorry. What I do to these people, I'll bully them, but I'm bullying the bullies. I'm bullying the people who exploit children. I'm bullying abusers. Sure. They deserve it though. Okay, that's justice. That's their comeuppance. That's the karma that they deserve. I'm the karma for family vloggers.
We need to be spreading awareness about mental health, and we need to be like that poor child obviously suffered horribly, and that breaks my heart, and that should
You're such a loser.
be more of our not doing the thing that led to such a tragic event. Anyways, that's all that I wanted to say. I just wanted to put that out there, that I think Aubrey was a very sweet, kind human that left this earth far too soon. And
oh my God. What a crazy story. Kendall Rich is just an asshole. And let's just be real. She's just always been an asshole. Kendall Rich, I hope that you get the karma one day that you deserve. I really do. I can't wait for TikTok to be banned. I'm not even joking. Just can't wait. It's so frustrating listen to her saying, like, you guys aren't like being adults in this situation. I'm the only adult in the room. No, I'm the only one who knows anything. Shut up. Do yourself a favor and research the Aubreigh Wyatt case. And it's spelled Aubrey, Aubreigh, okay? Because this needs to get out more. This needs to get more viral. Every creator should be covering this. These people that are corrupt in this case should all be called out for it. At this point, look, if the girls did do what they did, bully this kid into that, and the truth eventually hopefully does come out, but it's also the parents of these kids who are not holding these kids accountable. It's also the teachers, the principal, this dad who's part of the school board, this justice and everything else. All these people need to be called out. This case needs to be exploded into oblivion, and it's over a year old. Okay, just research it, get into the wormhole, let's talk about it more. Everybody take a deep breath. Man, this is gonna live in my head rent free, and I'm going down the wormhole on this one. It is insane. This case is insane. That you can just sue the victims. The audacity of people. Oh my gosh. Anyway, thank you for being here for these tough stories, everybody. Let's continue to cover it. Let's continue to talk about it. You are amazing. You're credible, and you are valuable. Protect your kids, okay? Really, really, really do. Keep an eye on them. Make sure you have a good relationship with your kids and an open dialogue about everything that's going on in their lives. That's one of the most important things you can do, okay? And I'll see you when I see you.